Alright, here's Charlotte's parents' place. And as you can see, it's located out in the middle of nowhere, up off a highway. No garage, no real driveway. Alright, time to go check out the house. Looks like it was made handicap accessible. Used to be 2 posts up there. See those squares? Don't know if they were retaining or not, probably. I don't see it sagging too much. Rails, these are almost plasticky. But old house. Go inside. Alright, inside the house, this is the living room, and it reminds me a lot of the house on McLaughlin Boulevard, because I think that this whole living room is a room that may have been built onto the property. Not 100% sure, but based on how small all the rooms are and how big this living room is, I think it might have been built on. And I mean, of course, paint would have to be done throughout the whole house. The whole house is horrible as far as paint and wallpaper and crap like that goes. There's a fireplace here. Whatever this little handle is that controls the flue, I think might be rusted out or something, or not connected to it, because it doesn't seem to control that actual flue. All kinds of different paint in here. I don't know what was going on. This yellow paint right here, the reason why it's not why it's yellow is because there used to be a custom built wood shelving unit right here, and that got torn out as soon as the father got sent down to the adult care facility. It smells about how it looks in here. Also, the floor is definitely, there's certain places that's uneven, so right here, if I step right here, I can feel it rising up a little bit. I can feel a little more resistance underneath my feet, as opposed to it being more bouncy in other areas. There's a door to the backyard. And then we got this ramp here that goes into the kitchen. And as you can see, a lot of old wallpaper. And you can see how low these ceilings are in here as well. These ceilings, I think, are about 7 feet. This is all rolled out linoleum. This up here, where you can see the kind of sagging. This right here, there was some kind of a water incident that took place that was as a result of not a leaking roof, but an air conditioning system that sits right above it. This is the kitchen area here. You can see where they stole the range out of it. There's a hallway going down here. So at the end of this hallway, you might not be able to see it from the video, but I'm pretty sure that this house is uneven, meaning that if I dropped a marble on the other side of that hallway, I'm pretty sure that it would roll back to me. I mean, it's not super steep, but it's enough to where you can just kind of tell. Kind of wall heater. All the rooms, there's 3 bedrooms. Each room is really small. So I'm assuming that all the carpet would have to be replaced. All this wallpaper crap would have to be dealt with. But it has a very small trailery kind of a feel. That's the best way that I can put it, even though that it is technically a house. You know, just a lot of stuff that would have to be dealt with. That's old school paneling. I can actually push that in a little bit. Peeling wallpaper from everywhere. Looks like a busted door frame. The house just has a lot of that kind of stuff in it. Go down. Here's another super small bedroom. And these rooms are really tiny. They're really small bedrooms. I would say I don't know, 10 feet wide, 12 feet wide. Not very much. It's like some kind of damage of some kind down there. You can see some kind of water obviously hit this. Sags down a little bit. Right outside the kitchen is a bathroom. Go into the bathroom. You know, it's just an old lived-in house is what it is. Toilet. And then things are geared for handicap. You know, typical linen closet. A special shower, I guess they said that they paid $2,000 for the shower. I guess it's for you can get a wheelchair in there, so you can see at the bottom. There's just like a rubber lip keeping the water. Best looking part of the house is right there. Some newer type of plumbing, so you can tell that there were some renovations that took place over the last however many years, 20 years, 10 years. Kitchen, and then here's the third bedroom. This must be the master, but pretty small bedroom as well. All the rooms have this old school panel stuff. Like I said, it has a very like trailery kind of a feel. Not to disparage the house or anything, but just to, you know, paint an accurate picture of what it's like in here. Closet. Handyman special. Going into utility room. It used to be a washer and dryer here, not there anymore. Those got stolen. Some shelving in here. So this bathroom in here, it's definitely got some spongy spots. Really spongy. So there's obviously some kind of a water incident of sorts in here. This shower is like raised up to fit the plumbing, and I know there's been a lot of discussion in the family about removing the shower, and I don't know the exact reason why. I have to double check as to the exact reason to remove the shower. My thoughts are is 2 bathrooms are more marketable than 1, but So kind of a utility slash mudroom type of area back here basically is what this boils down to. That's pretty much the interior of the house. Heading out the back porch. We'll do a little perimeter run. So this is the back. This is the backyard back here. Tank. Going around, there's certain things that are told me need to definitely be brought up to code. That vent right there is apparently not supposed to be within so many inches of the actual house, so it's probably have to get chopped down or cut down a little bit. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. Definitely some areas for some roof repair. Roof does not need to be replaced, according to my roofing guy. About a 20-year-old air handler or air conditioning system, I guess. Back to the front. Chimney's apparently in pretty good shape. Some kind of sagging happening there. So there's all kinds of little things here and there that would probably need to be addressed. You know, there's a opening there that shouldn't be in there. There's just a lot of death by 1,000 cuts type of expenses that would probably be at least recommended by my contractor slash inspector, just because he knows about the codes and all that stuff. So, and then getting out of my depth of knowing what the hell, how this stuff works, then we move to the rest of the property. There's an outbuilding here. And there's an outbuilding over here. So let's go check out this one. Big old tree that's been there for probably a couple hundred years. Pretty sure this little thing right here is like a little pump building for, or something to do with well water. Because I don't know these things. Another big old tree. So apparently this building here was built, and it is on a slab. It was built with the intention of a family member having their own hairdressing studio, which they did have for several years. So we go in here, and the looks of this is almost like some kind of a climate controlled area in here based off the size, based on that metal door. It's like a grocery store or something. Here's a little closet area. Here's a closet area in here. Old school washer. That's probably worth something. So this was set up for a lady to, I guess, do people's hairdos back in the day. Shelving everywhere. And you talk about doing some canning. These people did some canning. Thousands and thousands of cans of food. This in here is basically where I think people would sit down and get their hair done. And a bunch of crap everywhere. Over here there used to be like some kind of a sink setup. So I think that that was like part of, you know, their little business that they had going. You know, you can see the ceiling is kind of sagging down right there. Some kind of water damage. If you're looking for problems and things to fix, you came to the right spot. It's wired for power, obviously. There's a little toilet bathroom in there. I mean, in theory, I could see it being rented out as a, like adding to the marketing value of a rental if someone had like an extra kid or a mom or somebody that they wanted to have in this next building over. If you're going to take a shower, you still got to go into the main house though, but you could, in theory, set it up for something like that. Pretty interesting. I gotta remember to lock that place up too before I'm done. Alright, coming back over here. So apparently another thing too is on this side over here, there is apparently another septic tank around here. So in theory, you could drop a trailer here and someone could live there out of a trailer and rent it out the space or something, or buy the trailer. This slab right here was actually a slab that was laid down so Charlotte could play basketball when she was a kid, which is kind of cool. You could probably put something on there. This outbuilding right here, and we've gutted this place out pretty good, but I mean, it was just absolutely filled with canned fruit, canned everything, potatoes. A lot of it was really old, even past how long a sealed can can withstand it. But this whole thing was filled up with freezers and everything else. But it would be good for storage. Somebody would definitely, there's somebody that would really like to have some storage, I'm thinking. Optimism. That's what I'm all about. Come upstairs. Crap everywhere. Like I said, we've been cleaning this thing out, and we've been putting hours out of cleaning it out, so that'll give you an idea of how much was actually in here. But all of this shelving was just filled with stuff like that. Cans, you know, jarred food of every kind. These guys would have had their own Doomsday Prepper episode for sure. And you come out here, and then it gets more interesting because this place sits on about, I think it's 12 to 14 acres. So all this property back in here behind these trees, you can't really see it because it's so thick, but it goes pretty much, if you draw a straight line down to that tree, down to where that tree line is, down at the end here, this tree line. If you go straight back there, and then you go over, and about 12 to 15 acres is part of the actual property. And then these outbuildings that used to be turkey houses, some old truck, you know, scrap, I guess. You know, it used to be a turkey house. And just all kinds of stuff back here. talking than I'm doing, the more I'm getting that I don't want her feeling. All right. If I get bit by a snake or something and I don't make it, this video will help them retrace the steps. All right. So if you follow this trail all the way back, you'll see these turkey houses, and I'm going to show you one of them. So you don't need to see all 5 of them. So these deteriorating turkey houses. Just to give you an idea of the scope of how massive these things are. I mean, it just goes down forever. I don't know how many feet that is. It looks like forever. And there's 5 of these things. And they just keep going back. If you follow that trail back there or keep walking back there, you're going to run into another one. Gee, I wonder if I should be under here right now. What do you think? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to do with this stuff. I know if I ever rented I know if the property ever got rented, there'd probably be some verbiage in there about staying away from this stuff. I know that. But, you know, 100 years has gone by since this house was built over here. Charlotte's mom apparently was born in that house along with all of her siblings. I guess one of my main questions is whether this house up here, you know, can be made rentable. If you can rent it, I think that you could probably get $600 a month for it. So, you know, if it takes $6,000 to make it rentable, it's going to take you a year to make it up. If it takes $12,000 to make it rentable, it's going to take you 2 years. I mean, that's kind of how my thinking is. And then when it comes to like outbuildings and all of that back there that goes on forever, I don't have a clue. But without actually being here, this should give you an idea on what I'm looking at. I can tell you this. I'm no Columbo, but there's plenty of evidence around here that whoever lived here the last 80 years were hard-working people. And I've seen that in a whole bunch of different ways. I also got it figured out that if these people were still around and of sound mind, they'd be whooping some kids' asses right now for this horrible behavior. Anyway, that's the property.